You're live.
Yes, welcome to Floating Nifty Live Session. I'm Shiuwen. Uh, since today I'm also a technician behind the computer, that's why it lay us many minutes because me and technology don't really work well together. Yes, I apologize.
Yay.
Don't clap.
I mean,
apologize.
no, well, it worked though. It worked. Yay.
Yeah. So today we're gonna talk about Dongding and a specific place in Dongding. As many of you guys who follow us, you know that we are big fans of Dongding. Very something a very interesting subject came out a few months ago, and I thought I want to share this with people regarding to Dongding. Is we have a repeat student, T student here, and she took our tea classes already many times, and she's a big fan of our Dongding and tasted how I brew Dongding in the classes also many times. One day she came back, she said, Shiuwen, I can never brew Dongding like you. And so we start to ask her how she did at the house, and she always follow us saying, you know, Shiuwen like to put a lot of leaves when she brew her Dongding because she like to look at the big and bold taste of and feeling of Dongding tea. So she follow that. She use boiling hot water. Uh, how much is a lot of leaves? We generally speaking use 8 to 12 grams of Dongding leaves for like this 110
Liter.
milliliter of size of gaiwan or teapot. And then she said she just couldn't get that juicy, big, bold feeling of Dongding come up. Later, we got more and more into it to figure out why, and we came to the not only the water is actually her tea kettle. She said her tea kettle is a gooseneck tea kettle.
Like for pour over coffee.
Yeah, and so she even included she brought the tea kettle to the shop for me to look at, and I did try water inside, and it's one of those gooseneck that the water, no matter what you do to it, is very gentle. And very interestingly, Noah also had experienced the same problem when he went on a long trip in Taipei because he lived in an Airbnb, and the only tea kettle he could use was also a gooseneck. And she,
Hey.
I speak Chinese, and in Chinese, he and she is the same sound. Okay, back to the Dongding. He only have a gooseneck to use, and then he was wondering why his Dongding didn't taste well. So when you use the volume of tea leaves inside, gooseneck couldn't create enough flow and friction. So when you put so many leaves inside, it become really jam up the feeling. You can argue then Shiuwen, I will just brew it until the leaves pop open. It still wouldn't do it. Trust us. Try that. That's not the right feeling of Dongding. So what can you do if you have a gooseneck at home that you still want to drink our Dongding? I will say the most important thing is get the tea feeling to open. So what do? Use actually less leaves. As I really like this sentence lately. Sometimes less is more. But can you get that Dongding feeling that we are crazy about? No. But at least the feeling open up. So just like this. So I'm gonna repeat the whole process for you, but now with a lot of leaves, okay? With a lot of leaves, you sacrifice your leaves at home because we already did it many times. In fact, I actually before the session I did it yesterday, just try to capture that feeling, and I used about 8 to 10 grams of tea leaves, and I used very soft water for it, and it was terrible. Terrible in what way? The tea
Strained.
In Chinese, we say the tea is not coming through. 不透不透很难过 very sad. So today I'm gonna do it maybe with about 4 to 5 grams. Okay, and I'm gonna repeat that the water. I'm gonna pretend I have a gooseneck right now, which I don't. But I will just create a very soft water feeling. Okay, and then use about 4 to 5 grams of this. So gooseneck water is just really soft. So I pour pretty soft water inside for this dongding. And boiling hot water, please. And then yesterday, since I couldn't create friction with this little amount of tea leaves, so later I create a second friction inside, which is this. Can they see inside? So I actually try to push the tea leaves around to create that movement. The water is pushing the tea leaves. I can go on and on about this. This is actually quite important. Actually, but you want it to happen right at the beginning. So right now, since I couldn't let it happen right at the beginning because of my tea kettle, I'm doing it secondary, which is not ideal, but a little bit is better than nothing. Okay, so just do it like this and then cover it up. Oh, thank you. Oh, and it's a YouTube video, so I should do it short.
Whatever feels natural. I just realized that everyone could see our pedestal.
Why is it pestle?
This that we're using to hold the camera. When I move the camera. Our cardboard box pedestal.
Yeah, this is what I'm staring at. Our beautiful cardboard boxes that we ship your tea to you. It's beautiful. I love it. I'm not sure if it look better than the back of my cell phone when we used to do Instagram live.
Next time we can set up your phone at the same time. We can do both at once.
Yes, we don't want to sacrifice the
Instagrammers.
Instagrammers, exactly, or as I call it, IG people. I think IG is for last generation of people, which is me.
Ravi says, I use an in-mug strainer and I create a vortex of movement by spinning the strainer around. That helps to open up the leaves for me. Less is definitely more.
Like this.
I don't know. Is
There's
it
a
like that?
strainer, and then there's this. Or just do this.
Vortex. Vortex
This.
is spinning, yeah. That's a good idea. Definitely get some friction that way.
Yes. Wow.
Smart.
Now I'm just imagining how do I do that with a strainer to do a vortex. So I just move the tea leaves with my tea infuser like this. Oh, that's fun. Is I making ice cream?
Yep, just like that.
Thank you, Ravi. So now, since I use like 3 to 4, maybe 4 to 5 grams of tea leaves, it tastes sweet. The broth slightly open to the side. It does open. The open means the feel of the tea, not whatever else. Okay. Well, I don't even know whatever else it is. However, it really doesn't create that dongding feeling. Okay. It become too soft for dongding, because if you guys also listen to how I describe dongding, I actually normally describe dongding as a grumpy middle-aged man. No offense to those category of people. It's good. It's good. Okay, so it's not meant to be an offense. So now it's too soft. And too soft is not a bad thing. But remember, I like my dongding to be not just a grumpy guy. I want it to have huge stimulation to the side. So imagine this is my tongue. This is the tip of my tongue. When dongding tea enters, I want it to immediately create a huge stimulation on the side of my tongue, on the root of my tongue, and then go to my throat, and then leave a wonderful throat sensation. The rest of the body, we probably today we shouldn't talk about it, but all this part, and then after I swallow the tea, the stimulation is so high in a way that there's some other teas, no matter how much I like, my High Mountain Oolong, my Oriental Beauty, my Phoenix Oolong, my pu'er tea, that wouldn't be able to create something like this. But today, since I compromise for it, dongding tea also doesn't show up the way I like it. However, a little bit is better than nothing. So when dongding tea is very jammed up, it's terrible feeling. So don't do that. If you have a gooseneck, use less leaves. Maybe move your tea leaves a little bit. Okay, try to at least get the tea emulsion to open. And then now you say, well, Shiuwen, I have some budget issue, okay, which is understandable. You cannot invest in another tea kettle yet. Hey, here you go. Let's try this.
What is that?
This is just a small cooking pot. Get a pot from home and just heat it up from your stove top at home. Don't tell me you don't have one of those, okay? Then I really cannot save you.
You can go to Goodwill and buy one.
Okay, so if you have a tea kettle, this is what you want to create. Can you actually aim them in the camera? This is what I want you to create at home. Here you go, with that heavy volume of tea leaves, and then get the friction to be. Here you go. Can you guys see it? Get the friction to be strong and high. Okay, try that at home. Your dongding tea is gonna feel different, and you are gonna see maybe what we are seeing, what we are liking dongding in that way. Okay, or at least get to see why are we crazy over dongding tea in that way. Grumpy people. So now I'm gonna later brew tea with this, try to create it a little bit rather than a gooseneck. Because gooseneck, some of the gooseneck, no matter how strong you want to pour your water in there, how high you lift the tea kettle, it wouldn't do what I just did. Okay, so let's try to find something at home that we might be able to create it a little bit so you can get the high dongding stimulation feeling up. So now just because I pour hot water, I pour water in a more strong way, the flow, the friction is much higher, leaves immediately also open up. Okay. In a really high speed. And so because I do that with even with less tea leaves, there's more stimulation showing up. So can you imagine? Let's add some tea leaves inside, shall we? It's like right now it's teasing me. That dongding feeling is showing up now. That stimulation on the side, on the root of my tongue and on the throat, just showing up a little bit. Salivation is stronger than the previous infusion. But you know what? It's still kind of vague. I don't like that. So I'm gonna add maybe another 4 grams of leaves inside. Doesn't mean I like to drink tea always strong. For high mountain oolong, I like to see the fluffy and the elegant side of the oolong tea. If you watch me brew high mountain oolong, I actually use maybe about 5 grams of tea leaves only for Gongfu tea session. And then for Oriental Beauty, I sometimes just use 2 because it is just whatever.
It's good that way.
Huh?
It's good that way.
It's good that way, trust me. So it doesn't mean that I'm always like drinking like super strong, heavy tea, okay? So now let's assume that in your house you only have a gooseneck and hopefully you have one of these cooking pot and oh, you're watching from there. I'm sorry. That's really rude.
What?
Me.
Yeah, it's rude. What do you want?
See if they can see this. I'm not sure. I don't brew tea a lot with this. Probably this is the second time. So make that friction happen. Okay. Ooh. Wow, that's good. Cool. You see, we said you have a chance. Not as controlled though as a tea kettle, of course, because it doesn't almost spout. But you see the friction, you can make it rotate, make the tea leaves rotate. That way, there's a chance your Dongting tea will open up. So sometimes be creative at home, okay? If you don't have some of the pieces, try to find other things that will fit into the tea brewing and slowly collect the tea pieces that you need, teaware wise, you know.
Minty 4018 says, LOL, when I started, I used exclusively a cooking pot as a kettle.
Perfect. Who says it's not
It
good?
gets great leaf agitation.
I'm so into the leaf friction nowadays, and then different form of agitation. That part is so wonderful. I will talk about that more and more in my future live sessions. Okay, now we have more Dongting leaves inside. Here you go. Boom, sprayed in.
Tastes a little bit like gravy.
This one?
Just kidding.
Do we cook gravy in this pot?
Yep.
So you see, now sigh, and after I swallow it, the feeling stays there. And connect to the throat, boom, bounce back to the tip, and totally feel the whole thing on your tongue. The root part is dry in a nice way. And then now the tea feeling just stays in my mouth right now. I'm only talking about this part, okay, to the throat, not my body. I just love Dongting tea that way. Because for me, each different good tea represent a different thing the tea wants to give to a drinker. I really think Dongting tea is a lot about that stimulation and about here. I want that sensation to show up. So when you get the agitation to show up, get enough volume of, I'm talking about roasted traditional Dongting, get that to also incorporate that breathing. And now I'm like seriously salivating. I thought I would drool. Of course, the pot will not create that agitation or friction that is very controlled. Not very controlled, more control with a flow like a tea kettle like this. So when you eventually can have a tea kettle that can help you to do that, of course, then more nuance will show up. So let's try the next infusion with a tea kettle.
Christopher said, do you use a similar method when brewing with an Yixing teapot?
Yes. Asian teapot will be harder for you to see, but you can see when you get good. So practice with a guy one. Make sure your water get into the bottom of guy one and doing this, especially first infusion when the tea are still roll up. You can really see it physically. Later, you see energetically the tea water. The water is doing that thing into a Asian teapot. You can see it, yeah. And the moment you can see more, your tea become, well, sometimes become worse because then you can see also it's not happening, by the way. But because you can see that, then your tea become, next time your tea has a chance to become better. Yes, Asian teapot. Yeah. Actually, I prefer to brew my dongding in the Asian teapot, by the way. But today for this, for you guys to see this. Yeah, it become deeper and deeper, even on the scent. Not stronger. Now the scent is stronger. The feeling is deeper. Yeah, totally. Boom. Link. Tip, link. Throat, link. Side, link. The root of the tongue. Boom, everywhere. So that's one thing, okay? I think today is about that. If you have gooseneck and then you boil out dongding, you say, I have no idea why floating leaf tea like dongding this much. Try a different method. Use less leaves. Get the teas to come up. Tea have to emotionally show up no matter what you drink, no matter what flavor you like. And then more and more we'll talk about that. Second, if you cannot invest, you don't have a way to get a tea kettle that will create a form of friction, then use a pot and try to do that. Also, one thing before I go, very important with dongding tea. Dongding tea, this kind of dongding tea is a roasted tea. Of course, then a lot of you say, oh, I like to drink it in winter time because it feels warm, feels cozy. Dongding tea, we notice light heat. So between infusions, please keep your rhythm tighter. No hurry though, don't rush. Don't rush, show and say tighter. Second infusion, hurry. Third infusion, hurry. No, the moment you hurry tea, your tea knows that you are in a hurry. Your tea also become tighter. Believe me or not, whatever. That's how I feel. So no matter what the rhythm you want to put in your tea, make sure your mind is calm and at ease, but make the rhythm a little bit tighter because they like heat in between also. So for example, if you do this infusion and just keep talking, blah, 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 and then your room temperature is, because you like your room temperature to be like 50 degrees somehow, then it cools down. The whole thing cools down. When you do the next infusion, the body tie up again. Try that. Try that. Don't believe in what I say. Actually try that to see if you can feel that. And then another thing is, then if you want your tea to stay hotter, of course, then Asian teapot versus the guy one, this pot will hold more heat, generally speaking. Or when you brew the tea, then you can also choose, do this wisely. Don't just pour every hot water over your pot. Some tea likes that, some tea don't. Dongding tea, I noticed, generally speaking, likes this, to just add some more heat into it. So this will help your dongding tea to stay hot and open and almost aggressive and big. Okay? Yeah, I think that's it for today. And any more questions, just leave the comment there, or better yet, email us. That's the only one of the pretty much the only place we might get back to you. Okay. Have fun drinking tea. I will try to get on again next Saturday, and we are gonna talk about a very unique tea. What is that one? Wild purple leaf red oolong.
Mhm.
It tastes seriously like the color purple, and it's the Taiwan native mountain tea. So happy tea drinking. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.